Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? You guys doing good too? I'm doing good too. Let's get to today's video session. Here we go. Yeah, welcome back to my Rocky Road music. Classic, techno. Yeah, it's all in the business for music. So, welcome back on my video game. In today's video, we're going to be talking about displays. All right, displays. So, into today's session, we are doing Fujitsu Stylistic R27 tablets. Yeah, but we're going to be primarily talking about the display resolutions. We're going to go quite depth into this. What kind of resolutions we can use and what for? What can we use it? Because lots of people always think it's a non-HD, HD, Ultra HD. How do we use them? Like they know how to use them, but they don't know uh, to do what with them. Right. So first of all, most we know this device has an Intel-Core i7 vPro 7th Gen 7600U processor, which is a very high performance processor in its own right. i7 core, like when we had i5, that was mainstream, right? i7 wasn't just mainstream, it was made for IT industries and businesses. It was a very high level. It's not a normal CPU, all right? Because people who don't understand this would never know what this actually CPU is. When we talk about i5s and i7, they are the topmost used CPUs in the IT industry and other industries as well, which are non-IT as well, okay, which are not IT industries as well. Okay, every single industries use these CPUs. The business organizations out there, whatever they are, they use them. All right, and hold on, yeah, 2 cores and 4 threads. Okay, and it's up to 3.4 GHz. This is very important. All right, uh, chipset integrated into the CPU. Okay, so the chipset technology is inside the CPU, by the way. So it's all together. The RAM, we know it comes with different CPUs, right? i3 was 4 GB, i5 is 8 GB, then the i5 V Pro is 8 GB, then the i7 V Pro again is 16 GB, which is by far the most of any CPU. If we go for the highest RAM, right, we are gonna get some serious speed of our out of our applications, because it's really important to keep our applications running smooth, speed, and fast. Because we need all that, don't we? The way they open, the way they close, and when you're writing, the performance should be really, really fast. All right. The storage, right? The storage you get with Fujitsu, right, is an SSD, which is, uh, of course, is SATA 3 with 128, 256, 512 GB, which is SSD. SSD is good for people who do graphic design and play video games, right? It gives you quicker access in the environments, right? For your graphic design, it's going to be extreme when you're doing your work in graphics. It's going to run really smooth as you're doing all these extreme graphics in the program. But for gaming, is really, really important when we have a really fast SSD, so we keep up with the when the character is moving in these environments, right? We don't want slow down when the character is moving into these 3D environments, all right? Because what happens in most majority in the previous generation when we were using HDDs, yeah, the hard drives, of course, what was happening with them? When we were running in the environments, right, we were getting loading times between on the next screen. It was doing things like that. I mean, you have to wait till the full. You see a line on the bottom, yeah, the loading screen, as we call it. It loads at the bottom, and then it goes right to the end. Okay, it will load 100% to the end. Yeah, it does that. Till it doesn't load to 100%, you will not able to go to the next screen, and that is pretty not good. Even in fighting games, right? That was like the stuff I was talking about, like the 3D environments is like you when you play like open world games. But when you're into like in fighting games and all that, you get characters, right? Where you got a character, right? And when you click on him, in some games, it loads so it gets into the game. It actually does that. So SSDs are really important. Anyway, stuff like that. Right. Yeah, the memory. The memory in all of them is the same. So there's nothing different there. Graphics is Intel from HD 620. Sorry, Intel HD Graphics 620. It changed to Intel UHD Graphics 620. We're not gonna go too much into that either. All right, memory cards, which we talked about as well. 2 GB, 32 GB, 128 GB, and stuff like that. Takes you up to UHS-1. Same card is 4 GB-LTE. All right. Anyway, so let's get into the resolution part. What can we do with it? Okay, literally, when we're going to be using the Fujitsu Stylistic R727 tablet, right? On screen, right? The device can be used. Um, Obviously, it's Windows 10, right? Windows 10 doesn't allow you to go really low, does it? Really. You will get resolutions like 1024 times 600. All right, and you can get HD resolutions like 1280 times 720. All right, or 1280 times 1024. You got resolutions like that for 720p HD. Then, yeah, then we got 1920 times 1080, which is on the screen. All right. So all of these resolutions can be used on screen. All right. So we can, right, use non-HD 720p HD, 1080p HD. We can stream from Netflix, low film, YouTube, and you can watch 1080p HD up to 1080p HD videos. Yeah, as I was saying, you can watch 1080p HD videos. You have got that kind of thing that you could do with this machine, which is very, very impressive indeed. Not only that, if you have one of these controllers, right, you can place your tablet in here. This is a iPega 9023 game controller. You can place the tablet in the middle of here, the Fujitsu one. They normally say this controller is for 10-inch, but it stretches a bit. Look, stretches a bit, yeah? You can stretch it a bit and just lob the tablet in there. And you should be able to fit your 12.5 screen size tablet in there. Loads of majority times you will able to play non-HD. 720p HD will be really good for game. Now we're gonna be talking about gaming side. 720p HD will be a good resolution to use for your gaming and all that. All right, with some settings. There will be some titles, right? You will able to play on 1080p HD. Yeah, you should be able to play because the three things that this system has: the CPU, the RAM, and GPU. It's got a really good one. All right. What happens here, right? If you buy the most majority one, which is an Intel Core i7 core, Intel i7 core, yeah, how did I say that right? You're gonna get 16 GB. The more RAM you got, right, the more you can share to the CPU. Does the CPU need any RAM? If it needs it, it will share it automatically to the CPU. All right, but obviously it's an i7 core. It probably hardly needs it. Yeah, and a lot of, if we got 16 GB, around about 3 or 4 GB from that 16 GB will go to the GPU. The GPU we're talking about the Intel UHD graphics 620. It will go to that. All right. It will share from the RAM, which is 16 GB. So if you got 16 GB, right, 15, 14, 13, 12, you still got 12 GB. Wow. You still got 12 GB left. But because when you are gaming, right, especially, you're not going to be doing anything else. I mean, you're not going to be doing work. All right? You won't be doing any work at all. Just switch this off. Yeah, you won't be doing any work because when you're gaming, you're going to be only gaming, aren't you? So you still have 12 GB in the process. That is a lot of memory, man. If even the CPU requires it, the CPU ain't gonna take too much. It probably take one or two, but that's if it needs it. In most majority cases, it probably won't take anything. If it does, even if it takes 2 GB, you still got 10 GB left for your gaming. All right. Yeah, you still got 10 GB left. Even if 2 GB goes um, to the GPU, you still got quite a lot. I think going for the 16 GB model, right, is far better. Your graphics are gonna be to high performance. You're not hardly gonna see any problem there. Yeah, the more you guys better it is, especially for graphic designers and people who are PC gamers. It's far better for people like that. All right. So you still have that. I mean, now we know watching HD videos, non-HD, 720p, 1080p HD, you'll be fine on screen. Then on the other side for gaming, you could do non-HD, 720p HD will be more of the most majority games. But you will able to play few games on 1080p HD. Not all, it's just some of them. You need to just test them. Yeah, if you see some of my videos that I made on previously, which was mentioned my gaming benchmarks. If you look at that video, you should be good to go, alright? Because there are some articles, right, on the Intel UHD Graphics 620. It gives you gaming benchmarks, right? Which games you can play on 720 PHD and 1080 PHD. Yeah, alright. Now we're gonna move further along on the monitors and televisions now. How does that fare? How does that game fare? Is it worth it or not? Right. Because we have three connectivity for monitors and televisions. Right? VGA, HDMI, and display port. There's three type, Alright, let me get this correct so I don't give you wrong information. Right. The VGA is 1920 times 1080. I just told you that you can watch videos and you can play some games in 1080p HD. This will be the same with the monitor and television. Okay? Because this port, VGA, right, is available on monitors and televisions. You need to buy a television with a PC input. Okay? The PC input is the one with VGA at the back. Oh, yeah. If it doesn't say PC input, it won't have a VGA port on it. But you're thinking that my old televisions have HDMI on it. They do. But the PC input actually refers to a VGA. Alright? They actually, it goes to that. Now, on screen, 1080p, I told you already, for your streaming and for your gaming in 1080p HD, it will be the same for the monitor and television, alright? So don't get confused. It is. If your displays on VGA is 1080p HD, you will get the same as the tablet screen. Yeah. You can use large displays for 1080p HD. Now let's go further. Right, which one have we got for next? HDMI. HDMI is 1496 times 2160. Whoa. What is that? That is pretty high, man. Whoa. Usually it was 38 something, did it? But this was like 4896. This is a 4K resolution. Yeah. From this device, connecting a cable from the tablet to your monitor and television, which if you got HDMI on it, right? You'll get 4K resolution out of it. How useful is a 4K resolution? Is it useful? I would only advise you, this resolution is 1496 times 2160. It's pretty high. Only use this resolution on monitors and televisions, right? For watching streaming and your own 4K resolution videos. Only do that. Do not use it for anything else. I do not recommend it for anything else. Alright? Streaming and own 4K resolution video is acceptable. Would you able to game in 4K on this thing? No chance. Not a chance. Don't bother with it. Don't try it. Yeah, my advice is that do not play any PC game or emulation in 4K. Okay, on monitor and television. Yeah, just don't bother with it. Okay, next one we're gonna be going into display port. Right, this is 1496 times 2304. Again, it's a pretty high 4K resolution. Even in this one, streaming and your own 4K resolution video is acceptable, but PC games and PC emulation is not recommended. Again, no, do not do that. So HDMI, right? The HDMI is a bit less on the last numbers, isn't it? Where it says 2160. With a display port, the last number, right, is 2304. We're going to go into the numbers bit, right? Which way is it? We're going to go into that. The last one is external display. This one is same as display port, which is 4096 times 2304. Again, streaming your own 4K resolution videos is acceptable, and playing PC games and PC emulation not recommended. Right? So what does all these numbers actually mean? It's a very high resolution, okay? It's the resolutions that you get so much amount of colors on screen, and they're very high quality indeed. Okay, dot to dot, the pixels you get. There's so much colors involved in this, millions to billions. All right. Now, if we look at the HDMI, which says 4096, what is that? Why is that number higher than the other one? That is because the screen display is large in terms of what? Width. Landscape. Landscape. Left to right, that is a resolution from 4096. That is why the number is large. And when we look in terms of landscape, the screen is pretty large, isn't it? The larger the screen, the higher number of the resolution is going to be. And if you look at the other one, which says time, then it goes 4096, then it goes times 2160. 2160 is the height. It's from top to bottom, like that, in a line. All right. Obviously, that screen, when we look from top to bottom, is small. And that is why the number is smaller. If the landscape, if the height and the width were the same size of the screen, right, top to bottom, left to right, they both would have been 4096. Can you see? When we talk about top to bottom, the height, the screen is smaller. And when we talk about from left to right, the width, the screen is larger. So the number gets bigger. That's how it works. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my video session today. And it's been quite informative, depth knowledge. Okay. This is right. Is the most accurate information about resolutions. Now you know when you select a resolution and to do what with it. So you won't get puzzled. Oh, shall I try this? Shall I do this? Once you watch this video, follow my guidelines. The steps I've been telling you, right? The steps I've told you what resolution to do what. All right. This is the way to use it. There's no other way. The device is pretty high performance. From the screen, on screen is up to 1080p HD. And on larger displays like monitors and television is up to 4096 times 2304 with external display and display port. Okay, which gives you a max 4K resolution on these screens. And you got 12.5 anti-glare screen. RAM is up to 16 GB. Okay. SSD is up to 512 GB. Right. And GPU, of course, is nothing to do with up to. It's only just the one in there. Intel UHD graphics 620. I know the official manufacturer is calling Intel HD graphics 620. No, the name's changed now. is Intel UHD graphics 620. It's the same one, just the name changed from HD to UHD. Because the UHD is telling you it's Ultra HD resolution, which is 4K resolution, which is Ultra 4K HD resolution. That's what it means. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my video today and you learned quite enough from what I've been saying today. So give your likes, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.